Do you know why you are getting married? What you don't know before marriage can destroy you after. Marriage is the only major decisions we celebrate without requiring training.
Welcome to Married Life Management TV, your premier source for in depth discussions focused on the intricacies of marriage and relationships. Here, you'll find a variety of engaging and thought provoking topics designed to enhance your understanding and experience of married life. We invite you to discover essential techniques and insights through our weekly shows, conferences, seminars, and a wealth of resources. Join us on this enlightening journey to strengthen your relationship.
What you don't know before marriage can destroy you after. Marriage is the only major decisions we celebrate without requiring training. We study for degrees, we get licenses to drive, but people walk into a lifelong covenant with nothing but feelings and possibly a ring. Let me ask you, as about to be wedded spouse, a mature single adult, or someone that you've been engaged, do you know why you are getting married? Can you explain your vision for marriage without using feelings and pressure or fairy tales from Hollywood, Nollywood, Pollywood, whatever wood you're interested in using? Or are you preparing more for the wedding day than the marriage itself? Because here is the truth: love may start a marriage, but preparation sustains it. And too many people are stepping into something they don't understand and paying price for it later. Some people within 6 months, 3 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Because marriage will reveal exactly who you are. In marriage, there's no hiding place. So, love may start a marriage, your feelings, but the preparation sustains it. So, what does it mean to know why you are actually getting married? Knowing why you are getting married means you have a clear personal and spiritual reason, not just an emotional desire. It's not just about the desire. Do you have a clear personal spiritual reason why you're getting married? Do you understand the assignment of marriage? That is not just about the accessories, the wedding, the pictures, the halls, the sex, the partnership, and all that. Do you know that is an assignment that you are supposed to fulfill in your marriage? Don't be carried away by the accessories of marriage. I think this one is very important because I've seen this thing over and over again. I'm a marriage coach and I prepare people for marriage. Most times, a lot of people getting married do not even know who they are or who they are becoming. Their understanding of who they are is what someone told them, it's what they've seen. And most times from their lives, they've been copying someone, they've been copying a hero, they've been copying someone, and they are not living authentically. God said something in Proverbs 24:3. He said, true wisdom is a house built, and by understanding, it is established. Think about this. Understanding helps you to establish how your marriage will be sustained over time. Wedding is a day. And the fact you said I do on a wedding day does not guarantee that you're going to be happy ever after. Because we can see that on social media, on tabloids, on news. We can see that among celebrities and men and women. You might even have people close to you that the marriage did not work. I mean, with all respect, we're not mocking anyone, but I think sometimes things happening around you, you can learn from them. Why did they fail? What happened? And you are now about to get married. You're not even thinking about preparing. You're just going for emotion. You're going for your fantasies and your fairy tale desires. Maybe even you're coming from a broken home, and the pattern that you saw in your marriage, the pattern you saw in your parents' marriage, is just about to happen to the marriage you're about to go into because you're not preparing. Marriage is not a reward of how old you have become. It is a serious responsibility. When you don't know why you are getting married, you can build you can't build what God intended for marriage. So don't see marriage as a way of escape. Marriage is responsibility. Marriage is very important from a spiritual perspective. And if you're not ready for it, you go into it, it's going to kick you out. And not the marriage itself, but the behavior and the character and the lifestyle is going to kick you out. And if you don't kick you out, you might just be miserable and toxic at the end of the day. And that's not God's plan for you. So, dangers of not knowing why you are getting married. This is so critical. I've seen people get married without understanding why they're getting married, what is going in there. You make purposeless decisions. If you don't know why you are getting married, you will accept anyone who's available, not someone that's aligned to your core values, to who you are, and to the calling of God in your life. Anything just goes. So your decision would just be purposeless. I mean, imagine being in a marriage that there's no purpose. It's going to be abused, right? So, are you thinking about purpose? Because if you don't know why you're getting married, you'll go for anything. It's not about you being taken advantage of, but your ignorance can lead you to that place. Your lack of preparation can lead you to that place. Your lack of knowledge can create serious problem for you tomorrow. Number two, you confuse chemistry for covenant. That's another danger. Why not knowing why you're getting married? You will confuse chemistry for covenant. Look, emotions will fade. I'm telling you the truth. I've been married for 16 years. I know. Covenants will build you up. If you're led by feelings, if you're led by just accessories, you will flee when storm comes, because every marriage have one form of storm or the other, because we're living in this world. Your challenge might not be my challenge, but there's no marriage that does not have challenge. The fact you're having challenge doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. It's just that it's the way of life. The Bible say that a man that is born of a woman is a few days and full with many troubles. It's the reality of life. Challenges will come. So if your emotions are just based on fantasy, based on accessories, based on what you're going to get, and based on covenant, understanding yourself and why you guys are together, the feeling will fade, and unfortunately, the storm will crush you. But with proper understanding and preparation, that will be different. So another danger number three is you won't know what to fix when things break. See, without vision, you won't recognize red flags until they become pain points in your life. Before you get married, you need to look at the green flag. You need to look at the yellow flag. You need to look at the red flags. Now, because you are not someone that understand why you're getting married, and you don't know yourself, you don't understand what marriage is all about, what are you going to do? You are going to focus on something that might just destroy you tomorrow, because you don't have any vision. You don't even understand what ideal marriage looks like, because you're not prepared. You're ignorant. But ignorance can cost you your happiness, your joy, and your peace. Some other people, you marry someone's potential, but not their patterns. You see, many people fall in love with hope, not habits. Then when the reality hits, they realize that, oh my goodness, he's handsome, she's beautiful, he has money, she has money, and all these things. But the habit is so destructive. The habit is just unbelievable. They are just uncomfortable to deal with. And in marriage, a lot of habits will show. So you need to start identifying this kind of person you want to get married to. What kind of habit do they have? What are their values? You need to understand this thing, because if you go after potential, what you see, and leave the patterns are going to show up later, and most times it's too late and very destructive. Some other people will build their marriage on fantasy, not foundation. They don't have any mission, no plan, no agreement, no strategy, just vibes. I feel the vibes. I feel the six pack. I feel how he looks, how she is beautified. The buttocks, the body and all that. They think vibes will make the marriage work. Vibes don't survive a marriage. You're listening to someone who's been married for 16 years. I can tell you that vibes don't work. And also someone that's been helping couples for more than 12 years. I know vibes doesn't work. Beauty doesn't work. All the six packs doesn't work. If you go for fantasy without foundation, you're just preparing your day of collapse. The National Marriage Project shows that 41% of people who divorced said they weren't ready or mature enough for marriage when they said I do. Think about that. 41%? That's a lot of people. They were not emotionally matured, they're not mentally matured, spiritually matured, they were not financially matured. There was a lot of maturity that needs to happen, and they lack the quality skills that is required, how to communicate, how to manage someone's emotions, how to regulate yourself, how to speak to someone, how to work together, how to do this, they had no clue. So why don't you want to learn with people that their marriages failed? Not that we are happy about it, but learn from other people's mistakes. Don't let it happen to you before your eyes are open. Why do people get married today, and why is it often dangerous? So after all these things I've talked about, they make purposeless decisions, they confuse chemistry with covenant, they don't know how to fix when things are broken. They marry someone potential, they don't marry their patterns, their habits. They build marriage on fantasy, not foundation. Honestly, if people are just getting married everywhere and they say, oh, my friend has gotten married, or that person have gotten married, and what do they want to do? They also want to do the same thing. And some people might say, well, I think we've been dating for some time, or I've known him from primary school, secondary school, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. I think we should be fine. So, because time pressure and they want to get married. Some other people say, oh, I don't want to sin sexually. I don't want to remain pure, chaste. I'm a virgin. So let me just get married so I can do it. Is that reason? Some people, I just want to settle down. Oh, look at my age. Oh, look at who I am. Blah, blah, blah. And then they just go for whatever comes in the name of, I just want to settle down. I'm getting older. It's affecting me. My clock is ticking. And they don't jump into a relationship. These are wrong notions. It's dangerous. It's not complete to go into marriage like this. Because if you don't get it right, you are definitely going to suffer the consequences. And we see this all the time. But I still wonder why young people getting married, young guys getting married, they are not taking this very seriously. Marriage is a mirror of Christ's relationship with the church, one of sacrifice, of service, of sanctification. Marriage will change you. Marriage will transform you if you do it right. When you don't have vision, when you don't have vision for marriage, the marriage becomes about happiness, not holiness. Because holiness you want to serve, holiness you want to sacrifice, holiness you want to be pure, you want to commit yourself to one person. It becomes just about happiness. What is happening? And if it doesn't happen, then you do whatever you want. That's a dangerous place to be. Because we are seeing lack of preparation before marriage. There is increase of marriage failures today. You know what I'm talking about. You can even tell me reasons. Put on the comment box. What are the things making people to fail in marriages today? Or maybe your own marriage failed before. What were the reasons? We can learn from you, right? Or you've seen other people marriages fail. Why did they fail? Because we need to know these things so that we can see how to help ourselves, right? One of them is unrealistic expectations. You have read a book, you've watched a movie, you've seen something from your ex, whatever. And now you want to build your marriage based on these fantasy things, this acting, not based on reality, right? which is sad, which is really, really bad. So unrealistic expectation will just give you a false hope. And at the end of the day, you'll feel the pinch. Poor conflict management, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to resolve conflict, they don't have tools, they don't have strategies, and they just go into relationship. And then by the time the misunderstanding happen, the differences in the marriage they cannot handle, the whole thing just escalate, and lack of proper understanding of themselves, they act in a way that is just so unreasonable. Lack of emotional and spiritual maturity. They don't know how to handle things. They don't know how to deal with things. And they don't even have spiritual standing. They are absolutely, boneless from a spiritual perspective. And yet you want to go into relationship or marriage. That's going to be a very challenging place to be, don't you think? No preparation before wedding. Look, you know this. I know you know this. The amount of money being spent today for wedding, goodness me, is unbelievable, right? And I mean, I don't have any problem, if parents want to support you, have the money and all that. But why don't you also spend money for preparing for the marriage? I mean, this is just a day. Wedding is just a day where you're gonna have all the pictures, you're gonna have all your friends, the videos, all those beautiful lighting and the first dance and the second dance and the changing of the clothes and all these things will be happening. But yet you don't want to pay a marriage coach, a therapist to walk you guys through 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, prepare you, make sure that both of you understand what you're about to do and make sure that you are ready for it. But you keep saying you don't have money, but you have money to buy a dress of thousands of dollars, pounds, depending on where you are, to buy a big hall and all that and all that. And well, even if you're not doing all that, you still need preparation anyway. If you want to go to uni and you want to graduate, you can't say, well, because I'm in uni, I'm not going to write exams. I'm not going to go for classes. I'm not going to do the courses. I'm just going to graduate with first class or 2-1, whatever you want to call your degree classification. I'm just going to get a good grades. It doesn't work like that. You got to prepare. So there's no point us doing a lot of things in our lives. But when it comes for relationships and marriage, we don't take it seriously. And at the end of the day, we are wondering why the marriage turned out to be like this. Lack of preparation is just preparing for failure in your relationship. Sometimes pressure from culture and family. That's why marriages fail. You don't know how to handle in-laws. You don't know how to handle external pressures or external intruders, external things trying to sabotage the happiness in your marriage. Even the culture can just make you not to stay in your relationship. See, divorce rates are very high today. In different countries, some of them between 30 to 50%. And even the second marriages are even higher. The third marriages also are even higher. Now, listen, here's the good news. Couples who do intentional pre-marriage training reduces their risk of divorce by up to 31%. This is from Journal of Family Psychology. This is why you cannot do marriage. You cannot work with marriage without preparation. I mean, what do you do and you do it well without preparing in this life? Just give me one. Is there anything? But why do we just think because we are adults, because we've gone to school, because we know A, B, and C, we have a career, and then the marriage is just going to work? Marriage is about human life. Marriage is about human relationship. Marriage is about managing each other's expectations and working together. Marriage is about partnership. When you are single, you're all by yourself. So it's all about me, mine. But you were married, it's our, it's we. You work together. But a lot of people don't have the skill to work together. Listen, marriage is not exactly as working as a team at work, where you get salary, where you get paid. It's different. You realize that people at work, you don't see them um every 24 hours. At work, maybe 7, 8 hours. Then you come back home, you see your spouse for more hours, right? For those that are together. And then this will happen like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, probably 20, 30, 40 years. So there are going to be conflict. There's going to be, different mindset and perspectives and change and all kind of human behavioral evolution will need to be taking place in your relationship. You're going to metamorphosize into all sorts of things. And if you don't have the skill to understand the dynamics of your transformation, it's going to create a lot of trouble, problems. And not that these things are entirely bad. It's just that you've not developed your intellectual capacity, understanding about human change to be able to cope with your spouse. Then trouble just keep putting you guys in a very, very difficult place. Then let me ask you, should you marry without any preparation? Absolutely no. You won't, and you shouldn't. See, can you fly a plane without having a pilot license? Can you do that? But a lot of you are doing it. You want to marry, you want to go through stuff without any proper training. Can you lead a company without any plans and business plan, or how to manage your finances, what to do, what not to do, your forecast? Like you don't have any vision. There's nothing at all. You're just coasting away. Can you do that? Could you imagine what's going to happen? Can you build a house without any blueprint, without any architectural design, with strategy about the foundation, about the whole layout of the house? Can you do that? Absolutely no. I mean, can you give birth to a child without getting pregnant and going through the 9 months? Is that possible? No. You see what I'm saying? But we do these things thinking that you can just get married without anything. I mean, you've never driven in your life. For the first time, you just entered into the car and you start driving just because you watched in some video online, and then you into motorway that have hundreds of thousands of cars on the road, and you want to navigate for the next 4 hours when you've never driven before. No, you get a license, right? You get trained so that you know how to navigate the road. So why enter marriage blind? Why enter marriage without training? Marriage exposes your unhealed wounds, your hidden fears, your control issues, your emotional immaturity. These things will be magnified in marriage. But having a proper understanding and also knowing how to deal with this thing from emotional maturity perspective, and also being whole for yourself, not just for your spouse, for yourself, will prepare you with the tools, with the awareness, with the spiritual insight to be able to deal with whatever happens wisely in your marriage. There are another scenario I want to talk about. What if your spouse to be doesn't want to prepare? Wow, this is serious. Because I've seen this. I want to do pre-marriage coaching. He doesn't want it. Why? Why doesn't want it? Maybe he doesn't understand. Then we need to educate him. But if we do all that, he still doesn't want it. That could be a red flag. If they refuse to prepare, what else will they refuse later? Hmm. Just think about that for a minute. If they refuse to prepare, what else will they refuse later? Because they will just be in this mood of constant refusal, constant refusal. That is gonna drain you. That is just gonna upset you a lot. Where you know you guys are supposed to prepare for something. Please don't ignore it. Call it out with love. If we can't plan together, how will we grow together? Set boundaries. Invite them to one section, one book, or one conversation. Get a mentor. Let them have a conversation with someone above them. And don't pity this process. Don't become gullible that instead of you following a process, you are doing something different. Because at the end of the day, you're going to suffer the consequences. Ask the hard question. Am I marrying someone who values growth, or just a wedding, or just a ring, or just a honeymoon, or just sex? Who am I marrying? The value progress over time in marriage. And God said in Amos 3, verse 3, can two work together unless they be agreed? You gotta work together. Marriage requires agreement in direction, not just in affection, not just in consensual sexual intercourse. So satisfying yourself. Marriage requires agreement in direction, because this is very important. What are the benefits of pre-marriage coaching? Why do you need to prepare? Because if you know why you want to get married, you have to prepare for pre-marriage coaching. Number one, identify blind spots before they become breakdowns. Learn each other's communication style, love language, and emotional needs. Build spiritual purity, spiritual understanding, value alignment. Make sure that you guys are on the same place. You are not misaligned. Clarity is key. Everybody should clearly identify what are the expectation about money, about children, about in-laws, about sex, about spending, about this, about that, and many more. Need to be very clear about it. You got to talk about it. You're going to document this. Develop conflict resolution skills that preserve intimacy. You don't want to have misunderstanding and you don't talk for another 7 days of or whatever number of weeks. These things can be very toxic. Sometimes because we lack the understanding and tools to deal with this. Set spiritual, financial, and emotional goals together. How you guys are going to work together. Because if you don't know why you need to do this and you go into marriage and relationship, you're just positioning yourself to a very, very difficult place. This is really, really important because pre-marriage coaching does not just protect your marriage, it positions it to thrive, for it to succeed. And part of also doing this is being in a community, like a community where you can empower yourself, where they can continue to teach you to grow over time. You don't wait, oh, I'm about to get married in 2 weeks, I'm about to get married in 6 months. You start even before then. Start preparing yourself, start working on yourself, start healing through whatever you've been through for the rest past of your life, so that you get to a place where you're comfortable and you're ready. Because mindset is very, very powerful. It will change you, it will help you, it will transform you. Because look, when you get married, you're marrying mindset, really, the mindset of your spouse. If you don't have growth mindset, it's going to be a problem. My wife and I have been married for the past 16 years at time of recording this, and we're both busy. Our life is full, but we have a vow that we will never stop checking in. We will never stop reading books and growing, and we'll never stop fighting for each other, standing for each other. And our marriage doesn't run on autopilot. We don't just leave it to work by itself. It's a relationship, right? Not just a reward. It's a relationship. We have to work together. And our relationship only grows when we feed them intentionally. So we know that we have our policies, we have our strategies, we have our tools. As a marriage coach, I read and study a lot, and I know that I have to live what I preach. And my wife needs to be in a place of happiness and joy and togetherness. Because I don't want to, I don't want a marriage that is just boring, toxic. Because God is in my marriage and I take it very seriously. And I didn't get married because I wanted a kind of different kind of status. Just want to be called married man, or my wife want to be called married woman. And I didn't marry out of pressure, because that is just gonna make you not to think properly, not to act properly. I didn't marry without any form of preparation, because I did. See, marriage is not just about falling in love, it's about building love. And you can't build love when you have not planned for it. It's a decision that you have to make. You need to understand why you're getting married. And I would like to know more from you. Just share in the comment box. What are the things that can help marriage thrive? And what are the things that singles can do, mature singles can do to continue to develop themselves, to prepare themselves? And what are the things you perhaps have some experiences in that you can share in the comment box, and we'll be able to talk to each other. And you can ask questions as well in the comment box, right? Because for me, I choose to prepare for marriage, not just the wedding, not just the day. And I think that's the same thing you should do. You can write in the comment, but I choose to prepare for marriage until when God gives me what is mine. You can tag your fiance, tag your friend, watch this again, watch this together. This might just help someone. Okay. And don't forget to subscribe so that you know when more videos like this is going to be shared. This channel is Before the Vows, and we focus just on helping young, mature singles, engaged persons, and about to be wedded individuals to understand what marriage relationship is all about. And we also talk about other dynamic areas of a single life so that you can be fully ready and prepared to have a marriage that is worth it. Remember, your future is worth it. Your marriage is worth it, and you are worth it. So, go into marriage understanding what it is and build your life in purpose. I will see you in the next video. Take care.